it, they flag you, right? For copyright. Yes, it's like they did their content so that we don't get the chance to do reactions on their videos. So just a second. There's something I want to do. I've restarted the live stream on YouTube. So let's see what happens. I've restarted the live stream on YouTube. So go back to YouTube. I'm streaming live again. Guys, go back to YouTube. I'm streaming live again. Yeah, Mohammed, thank you. Yeah. Anyways, I'll play the video again. Let's try again. I'm going to play the video, but I will interrupt the videos because it was flagged for copyright. Exactly, it was a report. Yes, I got the notification. I just checked it. It was a report. Yeah, it says somebody reported for policy violation. So it was a report. Yeah. And Nouman Ali Khan has done that to every video of his that I've done reaction in the past. I've seen him flag those videos. Yeah. They hate the truth, right, guys? I think it's a new tactic that they are using. We have to also upgrade our game and face them. But I'll play the video regardless, and I'll cut through. I'll make sure I interrupt the video every 30 seconds or so. Yeah, they are scared of being exposed. I don't know why, but yeah, we will still expose them, inshallah. But let's go ahead. So Nouman Ali Khan, if you are watching, you are a coward. Let me do a reaction on your video, for God's sake. You are Nouman Ali Khan, if your people are watching, don't be a coward, please. Let Baba Tribe expose you some more, please. Hey, salam to all those who are joining, right? Nouman Ali Khan, let me play this guy, this Mushrik. What is his name? Asim Al Hakim. He was my favorite comedian. Let's play his video first before this guy.
Al-Muallimi, may Allah have mercy on his soul, writes that some students of hadith went to a sheikh to hear and note down the hadith he was reporting. You know, the chain of narrators? He was one of them. And when they went to see him and meet him, they found him with his mule, and he had a bucket doing this to the mule so that the mule could come.
Guys, listen carefully. The mule, just like a donkey, similar to a donkey, the mule. So he said the sheikh, people were coming to collect hadith from him, right? He's also, you know what they call the mutawatir, the chain of the isnad, the chain of narration, the narrators. So they are coming to take an hadith which was passed over. So they want to come and collect the hadith from him. But when they came, he had the mule, and he was trying to trick the mule. He doesn't have food in his hand, but he was tricking the mule, like, come and take. Okay, listen.
And he could get hold of it. When they looked in the bucket, they found it empty.
So when they came and looked into the bucket is empty. So they are like, this man, we came to take hadith of Bukhari or so from you, and you are lying, you are deceiving the mule, you are deceiving the donkey. So this is what he said.
They turned around and left.
They turned around and left, just like that, because they came to look in the bucket. They didn't even greet him. They didn't say, "Akhi, how are you? Akhi, what is going on? Are you trying to give the donkey something or the mule something?" They didn't even ask him anything. They just came and saw what he's doing, and then they turned around and left. So this is the reason.
And when people said, wait, you didn't hear from the sheikh, you didn't register anything, they said, if he lies to a mule.
Hey, how is that a lie? You came and the bucket is empty. What if he has the leftover in his hand? You came to just check the bucket and it's empty and you are leaving. You should have asked him, your hand. For those who say it's glitching, step out and come back. Kindly step out and come back. Yeah. For those on TikTok who said it's glitching, step out and come back, right? Kindly do that. You step out and come back. Thank you. Thank you for all those sending the gifts. I appreciate it. So he said these people who were coming to this sheikh for the hadith, they said this guy was lying to the mule. He wasn't lying. Where is the lie? But listen.
We can't trust him that he may not lie and fabricate a hadith.
Hey! So just because he took his hand and he was doing to the mule, and then they said they came to check the bucket was empty. So because of that hadith, they are not going to take the hadith from him. Because he lied to the mule, he lied to the donkey. So no no hadith from such a liar. The one who tried to trick. But they can take hadith from somebody who say, I drink beer. Hey! Yes, Minato Namikazi. Salam, all Quran alone. I hope you gain a lot of knowledge and become the best human being ever. Thank you. I appreciate the dua. Thank you. God bless you. Now let's listen to the laughing. Hey. Why?
God have mercy upon us.
So guys, this is the reason why the hadith was not collected from the particular sheikh, because he was deceiving the mule. So according to Asim, that is the reason why that hadith was not passed down, because the sheikh was trying to deceive the mule, right? So because of that, they turned their way. They say that sheikh is a liar. It wasn't as if he lied to a human being. He was just calling his own mule. Sometimes you can do that just to get somebody next to you. That's not a lie. That's not. But they said he lied to the mule. So because he lied to the donkey, so he can lie to the human beings. Allah, these comedians. They're amazing. By the way, so that was one of the videos I played. So now the Nouman Ali Khan's video, I'll play it every like 30 seconds. I need to interrupt, right? Every 30 seconds, I need to interrupt, right? So that it doesn't go to the copyright, So this is the video from Nouman Ali Khan, right? Now pay close attention to what he just said. Pay close attention to what he just said. Now, this is what we call critical thinking. It is called critical thinking. Nouman Ali has been a critical thinker, but at the same time, he's more of in between a hypocrite and a truthful person. Yeah, that's how I see him from the perspective we are on. Because sometimes he attack the Quran alone followers. Yes, sometimes he does. Yeah, he does video to attack us. Yes, so I will classify him like that. Yes, he is in between a mushrik and a hypocrite and a Quranist. So here, and by the way, this same Nouman Ali is the guy who made a video and saying the prophet will take people out of hell and say, hey, come and go, chalo, come and leave hell, go to paradise. And The ones who will go to the paradise from hell, they will be called al-jahannamayin. These guys are comedians. I'm serious. This guy, Nouman Ali, seemed to offer some intellect, but he's he's also part of the comedians. They can never be serious. He said, the prophet will be interceding for people on the day of judgment. And they said the prophet will enter hell and bring people out to say, hey, come, chalo, come, come and go to paradise. And he said when they go to the paradise, they will give them the nickname Al-Jahannamiyin. Wallah, I'm not joking. I did a video on it. Go and check my videos on the scholars. Go to my playlist on YouTube. It's called Versus Scholars. You will see. These guys, you can't take them serious. Seriously. So listen to the intellectual statement he was giving here. Well, this is a cause for alarm that God is asking us a question: why do they not contemplate the Quran? Quran is a book for you to reflect, to think, to ponder, to reflect on. You understand? So in this instance, when he is giving speech on the Quran, this guy, you will love it because he places the insight for you to see the light that God has put in the Quran, right? But like I said, these people are scared of leaving the sectarians because they will be cancelled. That they know the truth. I'm telling you, they know the truth, but it's hard for them to speak the truth. Let me quote some verses for you. Quran chapter 2 verse 159. God says, Innal lazina yaqtumuna ma anzalna min al-bayyinati wal huda min ba'di ma bayyanahu lin-nas fil kitab ulaika yal'anuhumullah wa yal'anuhumul la'inun. It is those who conceal what God has revealed of the guidance and the proofs after that which God has made it clear to them in the book. Those are the ones who are cursed, and they are cursed by the curses. That's the ones God has cursed. So in order for somebody to conceal something that God has revealed, it takes an intellectual person, knowledgeable person who knows and he can conceal it. So for instance, this ring I'm wearing, this is a silver ring. So let's say I don't know if okay, let's assume it's a gold ring, right? This is silver, but let's assume it is gold ring. So this ring I'm wearing, if it's gold and I know it's gold, that is when I can conceal it because I know what it is. So if I don't want another person to see, I can conceal it, right? It is only when I don't know what it is, I can just leave it in the open, or sometimes I will put it away or in the trash because I don't know the value. So the scholars you are seeing out there, they know what the Quran says. They are not ignorant. I'm telling you for a fact. They know what the Quran says. But the point is, they prefer what their scholars or the opinion of somebody else over what God says. So they don't. God says, "Ma qadarullah haqqa qadarihi." They don't value. They don't value God with His true value. Like they don't value God. So this is why they give their scholars the preference. Are you getting the point? So pay close attention to this video because he spewed a lot of gem in this video. That's why I played the video because of the policy, privacy, this thing, policy violation. I wouldn't have played this video, but I'm playing it for a reason. And thank you, Nouman Ali Khan. Thank you for this statement. It is the Quran or the words of God which has to dictate the final say, nothing else. I wish he is using what he just preached. Because one of the things God hates is to say what you do not do. God doesn't like that. Why do you say what you do not do? Right? So Nouman Ali, what you are preaching here is top notch, but if we use that on you, you are a hypocrite. If we use what you just said on you, then you are a hypocrite. You understand? If we should allow God to dictate, we should allow God to speak the truth from his words, then why are we arguing? What is the argument for? This has been Baba Shribe's argument all over. If you watch my videos, my dialogues, my debates, I allow God to speak. You understand? This is my technicality. This is my expertise. This is why people will tag me as being too technical. Yes, because God wants you to be technical. Yes. We have verses in the Quran where it can be looked at in a different scope, meaning a deeper meaning, right? But not when it is basically there, then I want to be technical. No, if it's basically there, it's there. I don't need to be technical anymore. That is the verse. But we have verses that can be looked at in a deeper meaning. Yes, that I agree. Because God tells you clearly in chapter 3, verse 7, some verses are mukamat, while some are mutashabiha. The mutashabiha means they are similar, but they have deeper meaning. But that deeper meaning can only be attained with God. It doesn't take somebody's opinion to be attained. Are you getting my point? That is why God says we should follow the best of the Quran, the best of it. الَّذِينَ يَسْتَمِعُونَ الْقَوْلَ فَيَتَّبِعُونَ أَحْسَنَهُ. The best of it, or the best of thereof, is what you need to follow when you hear the word. The word is the Quran, right? So now, let's go on with Nouman. He just mentioned his stance, right? They do this with the Quran, they do this with the hadith. Yes, we do this with the Quran, and we do this with the hadith. These mushriks, they think hadith and Quran are equal. I'm not joking with you. Mushriks, they think hadith and the Quran are equal. But out of their foolishness, if you ask them, hadith is the Quran the words of God? They say yes. Hadith, is it the word of God? They say no, but it was revealed to the prophet. No, was the Quran not revealed to the prophet? These bozos will tell you the hadith and the Quran are not equal, but yet some of them will claim it's from God. If it's from God, why is it not equal? Oh my God. If you claim hadith is from God, Quran is from God, they should be equal, right? But if you ask the mushriks, hadith and the Quran, are they equal? They say no. Oh my God. And then they tell you, the same people who brought the Quran are the same people who brought the hadith. So if the same person brings you flowers and the same person brings you garbage, must you accept all? Hey, I don't know how they reason. I told you their brains are from Temu. It's not a joke. They are from Temu. You know, sometimes Temu, you get something which is usable, while something is out of coverage area. A friend of mine. Exactly. Yes, Mohammed. They won't call the hadith ayat of God. No, but they say it's from God. But they don't call it ayat. Like their brain, I don't know how it works. It's reversed. You know the feeling that somebody loves cars so much that he uses cars, and then you are called anti-car? They say you are anti-cars. You love cars and you use cars regularly. But somebody is saying you are anti-cars. Like, how can I be anti-something when I'm using? So the sectarians, we're the one using the Quran, and we claim we follow the Quran and practice the Quran. They call us that they say we reject the Quran. Do you know how they play this reverse psychology? They say, if you reject the hadith, it means you reject the Quran. So to them, hadith is equal to Quran. Do you see when I call them bozos? Does it make sense to you now? Bozofied. Please, any mushrik you see and you are commenting on their wall, use the term bozo or bozofied. But if you are writing, write it well, because you'll be sidelined by it. There is a way to write it. If you don't want the AI to detect what you just wrote, don't write bozo as a B-O-Z-O. They will they will take you off. So when you are writing bozo, you use B, then you use the number 0. You use 0, 0, 0, then you write Z, then you write 0 again. The AI will only detect a letter and a number, a letter and a number. It will not detect words. If it detects only words, bozo, they will take your comment out, or sometimes they might ban you from the comment section. So if you are going to write bozo, there's a way to write it. B0, B0Z0. The AI reading the comments cannot detect that. I'm telling you. Sometimes I even use Arabic the ha. When I write B, then I write how, then I write Z, then I write how again. Yes. Bozo. Yes. Like that. Like the ones in the comment section now on TikTok. That's how you write it. If you want to write the mushrik you are writing to, he knows he's a buzu. So he will get Wallahi, they know they are buzus. They know that. So let's continue. Thank you. Just like they have the 4 imams, Hanbali, Shafi'i, Maliki, Hanafi. The school of thought have been divided. We have some scholars who follow Maliki. Then we have those who follow Shafi'i and Hanbali or Hanafi. You see, so what happens is you see 4 scholars sitting and they differ on the topic just because this one follows the Malikiya school of thought, the mazhab of this scholar. Then we have these ones following the school of thought, the mazhab of that particular scholar. So if that scholar says something, even if it is wrong, he agrees. As long as he is a loyal servant to that scholar, he agrees with that. Yes, do you see how their logic works? So to them, it's not what God says. Look, when you are dealing with mushrik, don't be surprised when you read verses and he's just looking at you blank. I'm serious. You know, sometimes when you're driving, you know the car, the wiper on the windscreen, that wiper. Yeah. Look, if you like wipe 10 times in front of a mushrik's face, he has no idea what you are saying. Recite how many verses you want, whether 10, 20, it just goes here and comes out here. Not till you mention, oh, Qurtubi says, or Bagawi says, or Sadi says, or you say Bukhari says. Yes. Now the ears are open. God says, they put it to the trash. I'm not joking with you. Look, I'm telling you how the logic works. Okay.
Yeah, that makes
yes, because that's what we call indoctrination. Indoctrination is like a computer programming. When a computer is programmed, the computer doesn't have a choice that's to submit to the command. If it doesn't, then it goes to error. Error. Are you getting how the indoctrination works? Those people have been programmed, right? So it doesn't matter what you say that makes sense, so far as it doesn't fall in the line of the programming they've been put under. It becomes an error. Error. So not till they actually hear their scholar saying the same thing you are saying. Look, not till they hear their own scholar saying the same thing you are saying, they don't agree. But sometimes, even if their scholar says the same thing you are saying, they have to throw the scholars under the bus. It's just because their scholar agrees with you. No, the mushriks don't like that. I'm serious. No, they don't like it. If their scholars agree with you, that particular knowledge of their scholar, they will reject it. They will say that, no, it's not only my scholar who knows that. I'm going to take Qurtubi's version. Just because of you, the one who follows the Quran, that day he will reject what his scholar said. So dealing with mushriks is the most difficult thing. Look, when you're dealing with a Christian, the most difficult part is trying to convince him that Jesus is not God. That's the only part Christian is difficult. If you're dealing with a Christian or a pagan version of Christian, yeah, ZM544, salam to you from Somalia. Abo mafiantai. So dealing with a mushrik, right? You need to understand this. If you get that understanding, it makes life easier dealing with them. So try to understand that part, right? So pay attention to what he has to say. Thank you very much, Shamim Ahmed. Thank you. You see, when he said the scholars did their best to understand the book, then he goes to say they did their best to understand the Sunnah. You, the one following the scholars, did you examine what they did their best to understand? That is my problem here. Thank you very much, Amira. Watching from Finland. Thank you. I appreciate the support. God bless you. Kitos Palium. Kitos. So what I need you to understand is the scholars, they are saying that the scholars did their best. For instance, Baba Shaiva studied the Quran, right? When people approach me I prefer the verses of God to speak to them. So I give you verses in exchange to what you're asking. Sometimes I can give somebody a reference from the verse. They go and read it, and then they come and say, Baba Shraib, I read the verse, but I didn't see anything. So now I have to talk. I have to say, look here, look here, look here. Then they come back and say, oh wow, now it makes sense. Now they understand. Now all I did is I gave the verse. The verse is the answer. But the reason why I need to pinpoint the person, because some people are good at listening to understand, while some people are good at reading to understand. There are different types of people with different intellects. Some people can take a textbook, read it, they don't understand. But when they have somebody in front of them who repeats the same thing they just read verbally, it makes sense to them. You understand? So when people approach somebody who is learned or who claims to be learned, all that person has to do is to prove the knowledge he has, so that the next person can also trace that knowledge, you understand, and study from. Then they have an evidence. It's not like just because somebody is knowledgeable, so he just tell you his opinions. Now, try to decipher between the difference between opinions and knowledge. Some knowledge is based on lies. You can go and learn a lot of jumbles of hadith books, but it's full of lies. And it's knowledge, but it's full of lies. Are you getting the point? So there are different types. Try to understand that. If you're seeking somebody's opinion, don't be reliant or dependent on the opinion. Because opinions are just like shoe sizes. We all have one. Yes. That's how opinion works. So mostly people who know me, when you come for my opinion, I don't give a damn. I'm not going to give you. I don't have any. Because at the end of the day, I know where you are going to take the opinion to. I know what you're going to do. You are just going to spread it around. Oh, Baba Shraib says this is halal. What? When did Baba Shraib become the authority in Islam? Are you getting my point? So when people come to me, I tell them, ask me what God says, not my opinion, because we all have opinions. You know, there's one brother who, may peace be upon him, who a good brother of mine from Morocco, who died about 4 years ago. His name is Mehdi, right? He was I was with him here in Finland, right? And he died, unfortunately. He slept in the car, and that's it. He never wake up. I think they said the air in the car, because it was winter, it was very cold on that day. He slept in the car, so he put on the heater. So yeah, it seized his breath. He couldn't, But yes, that guy, I know God has accepted him, inshallah. I have no doubt about that. Inshallah, God has accepted him. But the point is, let me tell you one thing. We were talking about Prophet Ibrahim, and he was trying to understand the wisdom behind why God chose him to be a leader for mankind. Chapter 2, verse 124. God chose Ibrahim as a leader for mankind. Linnas. Yes, he was chosen as a leader. And he's still the leader. That's why we were asked to follow the Millata Ibrahima. Quran chapter 3, verse 95, including Prophet Muhammad, who was telling us to also follow the Millata Ibrahima. Quran chapter 3, verse 95. Which Prophet Muhammad himself followed the Millata Ibrahima. Quran chapter 6, verse 161. He himself followed the Millata Ibrahima. Are you getting the point? Because Ibrahim is the leader. So whenever you have an imam, is the imam you follow. What he does, you do. Do you see how the logic works? That's why we call imam. When somebody's leading you, what he does, you have to do. Okay. Yeah, thank you. D45, servant of God. Yes, Millat Ibrahim. Yes, chapter 16, verse 123. He was inspired to follow the Millat Ibrahim. Yes, that's correct. Anyways, so based on what Nouman Ali Khan is saying, I just want you to pay close attention to the statement he's saying, because these things they are saying will be used against them in front of the correctional officer. It's obvious. You get the point? Okay.
Thank you.
The equation is very, very important. That is where knowledge stems from. That's what defines knowledge. It's not only always about the answer, the equation. So check the story of Musa alayhi salam. chapter 18, verse 65, when you read up to verse 82, when he went to seek for knowledge, when Moses went to seek for knowledge, you can understand the equations they have to go through, the situations they have to go through in order to arrive to the answers. So sometimes it's not only about the answer, it is about the procedure you have to go through to arrive to the answer. It's what a student is learning. The moment you call yourself a student, it's not answers you are looking for. Sometimes, look, people will come to my inbox and you say, Baba Shoaib, I just want an answer to this. And I'm like, that's not how it works. Sometimes you need to be given a breakdown. It is the breakdown that builds up your psychology to be ready for the answer. That is how it works. So this is why when sometimes people come to me and I give them the verse, they will read it, they don't see the answer. They can read it 10 times, they don't see the answer. Because his brain hasn't been built in the way of understanding the breakdown to the answer. Do you get my point? So try to understand how certain answers are concluded. When people come and say, oh, prayer is not defined in the Quran, you will not see prayer beginning to, are you dumb? When God can tell you, get up, when you get up for prayer, go and wash, do this, do this, do this. Is it the prayer you want him to be explained like a basic thing? He told you to look at the prophets and the messengers in the past as your example. Prophet Muhammad has led Salat in the Quran, chapter 4, verse 102 to 102, Surah An-Nisa. He led. فَإِذَا كُمْتَ فِيهِمْ فَأَقَمْتَ لَهُمْ الصَّلَاةَ. Establish the Salah. You understand? The examples are there. But people want everything to be basic. Listen carefully. People want everything to be basic. Okay, if you want to cook the recipe, look. Whoever is a chef watching me right now, if you are a chef watching me right now, give me thumbs up or write yes sir, present or something. Just write in the comment section. I want to say something. I know chefs will understand what I'm saying. Somebody who is an expert, a chef, can give you a recipe, can give you, the layman, a recipe. I swear to God, you go and cook and you never get it right. The food will never taste like the one the chef made. I'm not joking. For those watching YouTube to cook, please confess. Those watching YouTube recipe to cook, can you confess in the comments? 10 out of 10, how much do you get? Sometimes you get 1 out of 10. And then you'll be asking yourself, moment. Cooking the sulis, So some people just want everything to be basic. They will tell, Salat is not in the Quran. God didn't define how we should. Are you dumb? God gave you wudu. Go and do ablution. And you think God didn't define Salat in the Quran? Or you are so shallow-minded to see? Now, let me catch you, the confused bozos out there, in one-on-one in dialogue. You see, the one saying, no, there's no Salat in the Quran. You cannot see what step by step. Are you dumb? Why do you need step by step? Do you think we are robots? Just step by step like that. The prophets and the messengers example is in the Quran. For you, the intelligent person, to follow as an example. But it doesn't mean what the prophet is praying for in his salah, the same thing I'm going to pray. I have other things I can pray for. I have other du'as I can make. Are you getting the point? Because Quran is dealing with intelligent people, not dumb people, not stupid people. It is when, look, if you're talking to a wise person and he gets up from the bed, you tell him, go and wash your face. He knows what you mean. If you tell him, go and brush your teeth, he knows what you mean. He knows he needs water, he needs brush, he needs toothpaste. You understand? So that is an intellectual person, intelligent person you're dealing with. So I don't need to be breaking down to an intelligent person. He wakes up from the sleep and I say, hey, go and wash your face. So he just go to the washroom, he take water alone, and then the face only. And he leaves the mouth, he doesn't brush his teeth, he doesn't do anything, he just comes out. Then you ask him, did you brush your teeth? It's like, oh, I thought you said I should wash my face. Now, some of the people in the Quran alone followers, that's how they are. Their brains work. They think everything has to be basic. It's there. Here it is. God says I should stand like this, and then I should put my hand on the chest like this, and then I should. Oh, come on, don't do that. Even my kids don't need that type of instruction. I'm serious. Sometimes my daughter, she's 10 years. When I try to act like I want to show her something, she said, Baba, I'm not stupid. And I'm like, thank you. I thought you were. She's so stupid. It means she's smart enough to know left and right. You understand? So please, the people acting so naive and say, yo, you will never find salat. So God will say, establish salat, and he never teaches you what to do. Hey. Okay, anyway. Somebody says YouTube is not allowing to send super chat. I think it could be because of the violation. I think they strike me or something. I don't know. I don't know if they strike me, but yeah. It could be due to the violation. I didn't, let me see. Yeah, they sent an email. They sent me an email. So it could be because of that they don't allow the gift. But it's no problem. Anyways, I can do without that. So don't worry. Right? Better luck next time. Yeah. Okay. So anyways, they gave me, Marwa, they gave me a strike because of Nouman Ali Khan's video. I played the video in full. It was about 5 minutes video. So I played it in full and I played it again. So because of that, there was a problem. I got a strike. They gave me the email I could see here. It was because of that video. I got a strike, right? So now I've thanks to Mohammed, I know what to do. I will be going some few seconds or in between. So guys, like I'm saying, for people who watch YouTube, right? Who watch YouTube, thank you for all those who are joining. Salam to you, all of you, cats, all of you. Salam. Salam to all those who are joining also on YouTube, the Brave Hats 95, all of you. Okay, the super chat is working on YouTube. Abu Suleiman actually sent a super chat. Thank you. God bless you, bro. I appreciate you. Salam. Thank you. So this is what happens. For those who are trying to learn how to cook, you can be given a recipe. You're given the ingredients. You have and you are given the timer like 10 minutes, 5 minutes. Let this boil. Let it simmer for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I swear to God, you go to the kitchen and do the same thing. You'll be even watching your phone and repeating and then pausing and then by the time you are done, the food tastes like I'm not joking with you. Because not only the end results, there is something we call patience when you are learning, when you are studying. You need to know how to have the breakdown. So you'll be wondering, hey, is this chef lying to me? What kind of chef is this? He's there on the YouTube lying to me? He's not lying, by the way. I'm serious. He's not lying. So please, there are certain levels of knowledge when you are approaching in the Quran. Look, Rome was not built in a day. It's not like you just take the Quran and you are like, oh, so this is Salat, 1, 2, 3, I do this, I do. No, please, no. Sometimes God has to say things in a verse, chapter here. You, the intellectual person, have to go for it. That's how you make a summary of a topic in the Quran. This is why the Quran has its own context. Look, Quran is the only unique book. When you are reading a story, it doesn't end in the same place. Like you can start reading a story in the Quran and then God changes the topic. And he will change the topic and start talking about something. And then 10 verses later, he continues the story. Or maybe in a different chapter, he continues the story. Because you need to understand the Quran is not a man-made book. If it's a man-made book, it has to be done in man-made order. This is the intellect I want people to understand. When you take the Quran, we have about how many chapters? More than 10 chapters, which has the muqatta'at. This thing you find alif, lam, mim, ta, sin. You find it. Tell me which man-made book, which human book will you take and you are seeing alphabets in the beginning? For what? No, you tell me which human being will write a book. Then you see him writing the alphabet in the beginning. Then he writes A, B, C. Then he goes to the next chapter, Z, F, A. For what? Quran is not a man-made book. Are you getting my point? So Quran is a unique book that when you take the book, it is the book God is going to dictate to you how it needs to be understood. It is not you using your whims and desires out of nowhere, making things up. No, don't do that. Anyways, let's go back to the Mushrik. Yeah. People became too interested in the answer. Right now, if Baba Shaib is lecturing and I give any Mushrik a chance to face me, how do you pray? That's all. He's going to ask me, how do you pray? How do you perform your Hajj? How do you do Ramadan? To them, it's about the answer. Answer me. He just answer. So even if I give him the answer, the brain cannot fathom what I just said. His brain cannot understand. Because they fail to realize that it is a process which needs to be built up for you to have the breakdown. This is why I devote my time to do a lecture. For people who watch my previous videos 8 years ago, 7 years ago, that is when I actually do a lecture. I don't usually will be doing reactions normally. I do lectures more than reactions. But you see, those videos, if you want to actually learn Islam via Baba Shraib's live stream, watch my old videos. You are going to learn, study, and find the answers you are looking for, because I give you breakdowns. Yes. So sometimes it's not only about just the answer. You just need the answer. Here is a take. No. You need to be taught how to catch the fish instead of just fishing for you and give it to you to eat. Because what if tomorrow I don't fish for you? How do you catch the fish? So Baba Shraib, what I do is I teach you how to catch the fish. So that tomorrow you might not need me again. You have the answers. It's there. I just spoke to one amazing brother from Norway. He just told me today he just finished watching my videos on YouTube. Maybe I need to give him an award. It's an achievement. Brother Alpha, if you watch it, shout outs to you. You understand? He's finished watching. I have over 500 videos. He finished watching the videos. So you get a lot of gem. And he actually was suggesting an idea for me from my videos. He watched all the videos and he has an idea for me. You understand? So this is the build-up. This is what people are meant for. You learn, you study, you beef up yourself, and you become something. We go to school academically. We learn to achieve and become something. You're not going to always be dependent on your teacher. Excuse me, the first person who made the aeroplane, he had a teacher, right? But how come it wasn't the teacher who made the aeroplane, but it was rather the student? Can you resonate with what I'm saying? Do you get my point? Yeah. So sometimes teachers want you, the student, to be better. You understand? You learn, you study, you have to know how the equation, the formula gets you to the answer. It is not only about me standing there and telling you the answer every time. No, you need to know the procedure. That is what matters. Anyways, let's continue.
We lost interest in what? The process. Don't tell me the details. Just tell me what the answer is.
Yes, mushriks are built like this. Yeah, say, Baba Shaib, why are you going here? No, just tell me the answer. No, Akhi, no, la. Nahi. That's not how it works. Baba Shaib will take you to the verses to show you which verse explain which verse, you understand? That's how it works. Not like you need the answer. So no, come on, Akhi, it doesn't work like that. But the mushriks, they are impatient.
And the majority of society moves away from ulama. Anyway.
So Nouman Ali Khan, beautiful put. You need a round of applause, but stop reporting my video because that is a cowardliness act of you. Anyways, take a clap. So you had Nouman Ali Khan, right? So away with Nouman Ali Khan, I'm going to play his good friend's video. He has a good friend. His friend is Umar Suleiman. You know Umar Suleiman, the guy who is talking gently and smiling as if he's, I don't know, the guy is pretending, I don't know if he thinks he's the prophet's cousin or something. You all know him, Umar Suleiman, right? That gentle guy, like smiling. Yeah, I'm going to play his video. Now, listen carefully what he said as an add-up to what Nouman Ali Khan said. Listen carefully what he just said. Umar Suleiman, I'm going to play his video. Now, pay attention to what Umar Suleiman said. I'm going to put the video here. Umar Suleiman. Now, it is just amazing. What I want you to hear is exactly what these scholars are saying, are speaking on our behalf. These people are talking about their own people. Remember, pay attention. Nouman Ali Khan was not speaking against us. He was talking about his own people. Umar Suleiman is also going to talk about his own people, almost in the same line with what Nouman Ali Khan was saying. But listen here.
Some of the dumbest people in the world are PhDs in Islamic studies at Ivy League universities, scholars of hadith, scholars of Quran, and they write some of the most atrocious content about this deen that could be found, to where you could find an 8-year-old that grew up in Valley Ranch Islamic Center that would answer questions better than them. But they speak in a way that conveys knowledge, a vehicle of knowledge. I say this because in Ramadan, you're renewing faith. Sometimes crushing the ego is also the intellectual ego. We believe in it all from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If I don't understand it, that's my limitation. Know your lane and say, I don't get it yet, I don't understand, but I believe. Because the Prophet ﷺ said so.
Guys, yes, Abu Suleiman, super chat is heavily filtered. Yeah, it is filtered. It is done by YouTube. YouTube did that. Yeah, because of the strike. Yeah, super chat is filtered because of the strike. That is the reason. Yeah, YouTube did that. But anyways, so you had, this guy is the friend of Nouman Ali Khan, Umar Suleiman. But you had a statement he just made in the beginning. It was a sharp statement. That kind of statement, you might think, is he having a grudge with somebody among the sectarians? This is what he said, right? He said,
some of the dumbest people in the world are PhDs in Islam.
These are the things I keep saying long time, right? Some of the dumbest people in the world are the PhDs holders. PhD holders, I'm serious. They are very, very dumb. Obama even said it. President Obama. He said it when concerning the world leaders. He said the world leaders. Oh, I don't know. I saved the video somewhere. I wish I could find the video. Let me see if I have the video. Obama said it concerning the world leaders. Oh, no, I don't have it on this computer. I have it on my laptop. So yeah, another time. But Obama said the same way you go to a classroom, you see dumb people, foolish people, stupid people, and so on. I'm serious. The same way Obama said, listen, Obama said, even among world leaders, there's some who are very dumb. And when they speak, you'll be like, so this guy is also a leader of a nation? I'm serious. Look, let me find a video. I'm checking to see if the AI can get me the video. Let's hope this is the video. I don't know. Let's hope this is the video. I just want to see if that's the video.
Of feeling like they belong. But if you sit down and talk to them, turns out, that's my point. And the benefit for Michelle and me, because we came up, and at each stage, you go to Harvard. Do not let people think you do not belong. Once you sit at these tables with folks with fancy titles and you talk to them and you go, oh, they ain't all that. This idea that somehow they are so special, they're so smart, they're so sophisticated, Not really. They've been exposed. They've been given the confidence of feeling like they belong. But if you sit down and talk to them, turns out, that's my point. And the benefit for Michelle and me, because we came up, and at each stage, you know, you go to Harvard, and wow, it's Harvard. And then you find out, oh, Harvard's full.
Anyways, let me. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Obama, it's okay. But anyways, you get the gist of what I'm saying, right? You heard what Obama said, right? So sometimes the people you see, they belong in some. Like, no, you know that they are just there, but it doesn't mean they are smart or something. They can be very dumb. But here, so Umar Suleiman is saying this, right?
Some of the dumbest people in the world are PhDs in Islamic studies at Ivy League universities, scholars of hadith, scholars of Quran, and they write some of the most atrocious content about this deen that could be found, to where you could find an 8-year-old that grew up in Valley Ranch Islamic Center that would answer questions better than them. But
yeah, it's a fact. It is a fact. You find even young people who answer better than them. Right? You understand?
they speak in a way that conveys knowledge, a vehicle of knowledge.
Yeah, obviously, because of their PhDs. When they speak, you might think they are very knowledgeable, mashallah.
Say this because in Ramadan, you're renewing faith. Sometimes crushing the ego is also the intellectual ego. We believe in it all from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If I don't understand it, that's my limitation. Know your lane and say, I don't get it yet. I don't understand.
Thank you. This is what I like. This is why in my dialogues, when people confront me, I put them to the tightest corner. Instead of saying, I don't know, they are very arrogant. They want to go to the level to prove their foolishness. Instead of saying, okay, I don't know, I don't have this knowledge. You understand? There was one time somebody came arguing with me. Through the argument, I asked him a question, and he told me, I know better. Listen carefully. He came to argue with me that I don't know something. When I turned the tables around to ask him a question, he said, no, I know. He said, I know the answer. And I'm like, you came to face me to prove to me that I don't know it. But now when I turn the tables around to question you, you are now telling me I know the answer to the question. But this is the Mushrik. This is how their brains work. You get my point?
But I believe, because the Prophet ﷺ said so.
So guys, these are the Mushriks. They themselves speaking about the things that goes against they themselves. Because all these things they are preaching, it is them. It describes them, not us. Anyways, let's go to the next video. The next video, let me see. This guy, where is he? Oh, the next video is Farid, right? Farid. Let me see. I put Farid. Farid and who? Farid, and I put this video. And then one more, right? This one, I take it out. Yeah, Farid.
The biggest misconception about Ramadan is that it is one of the 4 sacred months that's mentioned in the Quran. And it's not. The 4 sacred months are Rajab, Dhul Qa'dah, Dhul Hijjah, and Muharram. And in those 4 months, the Arabs had an agreement. No wars. And everyone abided by that, except for 2 groups. They couldn't care less about the rules. If you want to learn why, if you want to know what's up with those 2 groups, pick up the course, link in the bio.
Pick up the course, link in the bio, says brother Farid. Pick up the course, link in the bio, because you have to make some coins. No problem. Brother Farid, let me tell you this confused statement you just said. Let me show Brother Farid something. Ladies and gentlemen, pay attention to the confusion. I'm going to show you something. Pay attention.
The biggest misconception about Ramadan is that it is one of the 4 sacred months that's mentioned in the Quran.
So these guys, number one, they don't know the meaning of what sacred is. When we say sacred, the Mushriks don't know what sacred means. S-A-C-R-E-D. They don't know what it means. When we say sacred, we are saying concerned with religion or religious purposes, worthy of respect or dedication to God, made or declared or believed to be what? Holy, devoted to a deity for religious ceremonies, worthy of religious veneration. You understand? Devoted exclusively to the use of, dedicated to God or to a deity. Now, this is what sacred means. This is what sacred is about. This confused guy, Farid, is saying Ramadan is not sacred. However, when you ask the same bozofied mushriks, what is the most sacred month in Islam? Ladies and gentlemen, what did they normally tell you? Write it in the comment section. When you ask these bozofied mushriks, what is the most sacred month in Islam? Please, ladies and gentlemen, answer for me in the comment section. What did the mushriks tell you? What did they tell you? They will say Ramadan. The most sacred month in Islam, according to them, again, it is Ramadan. But however, according to the 4 sacred months concerning from the hadith, taken from the hadith books, Ramadan is not part of it. Seriously. Muharram is the forbidden month. The Muharram is the forbidden month. That is the month which is forbidden for the mushriks not to enter Masjid al-Haram. That is why we call it Muharram. Muharram in that context doesn't mean holy month. Muharram is the forbidden month. And it has been explained in Surah At-Tawbah. Right? It is the forbidden month for them to ever approach the Masjid al-Haram. That's why it's called Muharram. It was forbidden for the mushriks to enter Masjid al-Haram. That is why that month is called Muharram. Yeah, so it doesn't mean the holy month. No. But the mushriks, they will now claim Ramadan is not part of their Ashurul Hurum, the 4 sacred months mentioned in chapter 9, verse 36. There's 4 sacred months which is consecutive. Ramadan is not part of it according to them. So according to them, this is what they say. Let me tell you. According to them, this is the confusion they cause. Farid is saying he's going to teach people to know what the sacred months are, whilst forgetting that their own hadith has left out the Quran, has left out the month of Ramadan out of this months they have. The sacred months, when you study from the verses of the Quran, I have a full lecture on it. It has to be from Ramadan, which is the 9th month. God mentioned it by name. Then it goes up to the 12th month, which is Zulhijjah. So you have Ramadan, Shawwal, Zulqa'dah, and Zulhijjah. Consecutively, it has to be consecutive, according to Surah At-Tawbah. So even Surah Al-Baqarah, when you go to Surah Al-Baqarah, when you start reading about Ramadan, chapter 2, verse 183, it goes straight to Zulhijjah to start talking about Hajj. Then God gave you a clue in chapter 2, verse 194, Asharul Haram bi Sharul Haram. The sacred months with the sacred month. So sacred months always have to go together, hand in hand. They don't have to be separated. They are consecutive. So God gave the mushriks and the kafirs 4 months to roam the earth freely. Then God told them after that year, because when you have Ramadan, Shawwal, Zulqa'dah, Zulhijjah, 4 months consecutively, when it goes to Muharram, that is the new year. So God told the mushriks they are not to approach the Masjid al-Haram after that year, which ends with Zulhijjah. Then you have these mushriks telling you Ramadan is not part of the sacred months. Listen, they say Ramadan is not part of the sacred months, but however, they have what? They have now taken Ramadan out of it. But when you are talking to the same mushriks, what are the holiest months? What is the most sacred month in Islam? These same mushriks again will tell you what? Ramadan. And to the bozo-fied brains they have, they say that is the month the devil is chained. Ladies and gentlemen, they said that is the month the devil they said the devil has been chained. So the devil is on holiday, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be afraid of the devil. He has been chained. Oh my God. Ask them. Those holy months, the sacred months they are saying, which Ramadan is not part of it, is the devil chained? Wallahi, these mushriks, they are not okay. Wallahi, wallahi. They are not okay. I'm telling you. They are mentally kaput. They made it, look, within the year, when they start from Muharram, they go to Rajab, then they go to Zulqa'dah and Zulhijjah. They have made their own sacred months according to the hadith. And that's why I keep telling you, these people venerate the hadith books over the Quran. They don't value the Quran. No. They don't even know the Quran. They don't study the Quran. And this is why these mushriks will be running away. Baba Shahab needs you, the mushriks, including you, Farid. Let's go into the Quran. Let's have a dialogue in the Quran. You guys will not stand a chance. By to be using the comedy books your scholars give you, that's all you can be proud of. Done. So that is, ladies and that is Farid. He said Ramadan is not a sacred month. I didn't say it's Farid himself said it. He doesn't understand the meaning of sacred.
The biggest misconception about Ramadan is that it is one of the 4 sacred months that's mentioned in the Quran. And it's not. The 4 sacred months are Rajab, Dhul Qa'dah, Dhul Hijjah, and Muharram. And in those 4 months, the Arabs had an agreement, no wars. And everyone abided by that, except for 2 groups. They couldn't care less about the rules. If you want to learn why, if you want to know what's up with those 2 groups, pick up the course, link in the bio.
Pick up the course, link in the bio, to hear some gibberish. That's all they can offer you. Yes, so away with Farid. Now, let's go to this guy. Listen to this argument. This is Dr. Strange. Guys, you all know Dr. Strange. Do you remember Dr. Strange? Do you remember Dr. Strange? Okay, listen to Dr. Strange concerning what God Logic said.
Do this in the Quran. It teaches that you can marry, divorce, and sleep with little girls. That's chapter 65, verse 4. It talks about how when you're divorcing your women, they have a waiting period. It's called the iddah, to make sure that she's not pregnant so that she can move on to the next man. The older women who don't menstruate, it's like 3 months. For the child, for the girls, it says, and for the young, the ones who have not menstruated, it says they have the same waiting period because you don't know if they might be pregnant or not.
So he said that in chapter 65, verse 4, it says you can sleep with little girls. Blatant lie. He also said that it says for the young, another blatant lie. So for this topic, you actually don't start at divorce. You start at the topic of marriage. And Allah Ta'ala says in the Quran that you can only marry after puberty. This is very clearly delineated in chapter 4, verse 6, where Allah says, حَتَّى إِذَا بَلَغُوا النِّكَاحِ, until they reach marriageable age. You can't marry kids. You have to marry women. So that's very...
Hey! Guys, did you hear that? Guys, did you hear what he said? These mushriks, I'm telling you, they don't listen to themselves. Hey! Hey!
At the topic of marriage. And Allah Ta'ala says in the Quran that you can only marry after puberty. This is very clearly delineated in chapter 4, verse 6, where Allah says, حَتَّى إِذَا بَلَغُوا النِّكَاحِ, until they reach marriageable age. You can't marry kids, you have to marry women. So that's very clear in the Quran.
Hey! Dr. Strange, you deserve that name. Hey! You see, the Mushriks, their intellect comes back to their senses when they are facing Christians or when they want to talk against Christians. That is when their brain works 100%. Have you noticed that? Pay attention. The Mushriks, whenever they want to face or they are talking against Christians, that is when the Mushrik's brain work 100% accurate. I'm serious. Was he listening to himself? You see, he used the Quran to provide for his evidence. He used the Quran to provide his evidence for. And he says the Quran clearly forbids that. So you can't marry kids. But this guy will again tell you the Prophet married a 6-year-old girl and consummated the age when she was still a child, 9 years. This guy, he never realized he messed up. He didn't realize that. Dr. Strange. Let's go.
You obviously skipped that. That wasn't interesting to you. Then, so you went right to Surah Talaq, where Allah is talking about divorce. And yes, you are correct that when a woman is divorced, she's supposed to wait 3 menstrual cycles before she remarries. The sentence in question is وَاللَّائِي لَمْ يَحِضْنَ, and those who don't marry. Now, when you say those who, you have to look back in the sentence to see who is this referencing. And you find those women who, it's referring back earlier in the sentence to the word nisa'ikum, your women, not banatikum, not fatayatikum, not your young girls or little girls or anything like that. No, your women. You obviously skipped that as well. And I know what you're going to talk about. You're going to say, well, why is it the case that when you go into the tafsir or the commentary on this verse, you find that they comment and say that it could apply to young women? The reason for that is because that is a description, not a prescription. Let me clarify. Scholars look at the sentence that says those who don't menstruate, and they hypothesize, who could this apply to? Obviously, number one is postmenopausal older women. So they have to wait 3 months because they don't have the menses.
So scholars are the ones making rules now. So scholars describe, not prescribe. This semantic, these guys are playing. This Mushriks, I don't understand you. The brain you have, I don't know where you get it from because it's different. It works in a different way. Hey.
It also could apply to women who have irregular periods due to a medical condition. And some scholars did also comment and say, yeah, it could also apply to young women that have not menstruated yet.
So that is what God Logic was saying. You bozos. Oh my God. Yeah, this Mushriks. You think God Logic doesn't know that some scholars don't agree and some scholars agree? He knows. That's why he presented the argument. But you finalize the argument with the Quran to prove to God Logic that there is no child marriage. It ends there. Simple. But because you don't want to put your garbage books in the trash, you see how stupid you look on the camera trying to justify your gibberish. Dr. Strange, you should be acting Marvels, Avengers.
Not because they are advising this behavior, not because they're approving it and saying you should marry women or girls that are young, but because some people, it could happen that somebody ignores chapter 4, verse 6 and ignores that you have to marry women. I mean, you ignored it, so somebody else could ignore it as well. And so therefore, in summary, he's ignoring the clearest verse on the subject, and instead he found a different verse that has an uncomfortable scholarly commentary on it, and then he pretends that that comment is a prescription when it's really a description of a situation, and then he pretends that it's not just a scholarly comment, but it's actually the Quran itself that is prescribing something that it doesn't. And so like a detective, what do we have to do? We have to trace all the steps and then explain all this to the jury so you guys can judge. Unfortunately, some people don't care. They want to be lied to. Okay, take care, Sango.
Is this guy part of those who have the PhDs? I call it the post heebie-jeebies disorder. Guys, can you write it in the comment section? Post heebie-jeebies disorder. Yes, write it in the comment section. PhD. Post heebie-jeebies disorder. Is this guy part of those who have the PhDs also? That the Umar Suleiman was just saying some are very, very dumb. I think he's one of the PhD. Post heebie-jeebies disorder. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make this word official. I need to make a t-shirt for it. Seriously, the Mushriks, they have these PhDs. I didn't say it. Umar said it. Umar Suleiman. Wallah, he said, look, I didn't say it. Look, Umar said it here. Where is the video? He said it. I'm not the one saying it. He said this. Where's the video? This is what Umar said.
Some of the dumbest people in the world are PhDs in Islamic studies.
You see? Some of the dumbest people in the world are PhDs. Post heebie-jeebies disorder. Hasbunallah. I think Dr. Strange is part of those with the PhD. Because he... Oh my God. This Mushriks is enough for me to get angry with. I can't be angry with Mushriks anymore. I just need to laugh. Because they are comedians. Wallahi. They are no, oh my God. anyways, let's away with this PhD guy. The Mushriks, they have PhDs. They have PhDs. So, guys, the final video I'm going to play, the last video I'm going to play for today is this video.
That's why the Quraniyun are disbelievers. They're not Muslim. Those who say we only follow Quran and we don't follow the Sunnah. I'm not talking about somebody who disagrees about hadith. There are lots of hadith. Some of them weak, some of them strong. It's not about that. I'm talking about somebody who says, no, the Sunnah is not even an authority. Sunnah is not even evidence. Why do you follow the Sunnah? Or they mock the people for following the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is a very serious belief, aqidah of kufr. And I did challenge the last week, open challenge to anybody who wants to debate.
Abu Bara. Your name is Abu Bara. Abu Bara. You are looking for trouble. Abu Bara, let me tackle your video first. Let me tackle this video. Wait a second. Did I send the message? I want to show a particular picture before I tackle that. Yeah, I have the message here. Somebody made a comment on this video. I want to save the comment. Is that so? Don't worry. MFG, don't worry. We're talking about the truth here. He believes in ISIS, eh? Okay. Don't worry. We are dealing with the truth here. Don't worry, MFG. So here, let me put the message here. So somebody commented on his video. Abu Bara, I'm going to tackle the nonsense you just spewed. Here. So this is what Abu Bara said. But before that, I think, let me share the picture. There's a picture I need to share. Will it even show? Now check the comment somebody made under his video. You see the video is beneath. And that is the comment somebody made. Now, this guy who made the comments, his name is J.M. Idris. I had a dialogue with this guy. It's on YouTube. I had a dialogue. I was wearing a purple shirt and a purple cap. Do you see? J.M. Idris. His name is Jamil. Is it Jamil Muhammad? I have a dialogue with him. If you go to my YouTube channel, let me see if I can show the video here. The guy, I did a dialogue with him. And he said he wants to go and study about the Quran alone movement very well and come back. So here, let me see. Where is the video? let me try to give you the video. Then I can share the snippet of the video here. Then you can go and watch it later. Yeah, he called me from Nigeria on TikTok. So this is the video. Let me share it so people can see the video I'm talking about. Let me share the screen. This one. This video. If you go to my YouTube channel, you go to the playlist for I think the Den or something. If you go to my playlist, it says he called me from Nigeria and this happened. That is the title. He called me from Nigeria and this happened. So the video, I had a dialogue with this particular guy.
What does it say?
Means whatever he gives you. So let me maximize it.
What does it give?
No, read the context. Now, I want you to pay attention to the picture. I should be asking you quoted the verse. So the burden of proof is not on. Pay close attention to his picture. Do you see his profile picture? On TikTok, when he called me, I have the video on YouTube. Now check. This picture he has, that is the same picture he has on the TikTok when he made the comment. So I'm going to show you something. It's the same picture. You see on the right-hand side on my page, here, you see the same picture. That is the same picture. That is it Jamil or Jamal? Yeah, Jamal Idris. He's from Nigeria. He's on YouTube, right? I had a dialogue. There's a part 2 of the dialogue. I'll be putting it on YouTube. Yes, I even forgot. This reminded me that I need to put the part 2. So it was the part 2. He confessed that he knows that I'm well endowed in understanding the Quran. So he has to go and do his research and come back again. He never came back. Okay. So in this comment, he comments on Abu Bara's video and he's commenting to Abu Bara and he says, there is this guy on TikTok called Correctional Officer on TikTok. He is a famous Quranist. So he's calling the attention of the person and he says, Joe, can we organize a debate with him? Can we organize a debate with him? Okay. So I'm only showing this guy for a reason. They never contacted me. It's been like over 10 days or so. They never contacted me. Okay, anyways. Away with that. Let me play the video for you to hear what happened, the guy Abu Bara was saying. Away with that. So this is what Abu Bara was saying.
That's why the Quraniyun are disbelievers.
So now this guy is classifying us as disbelievers. Based on what? Not a Quranic verse. They are classifying us as disbelievers based on their opinion and their comedy books, not based on the word of God. Quran chapter 5 verse 44, verse 45, verse 47. وَمَنْ لَمْ يَحْكُمْ بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْكَافِرُونَ هُمُ الْفَاسِقُونَ هُمُ الظَّالِمُونَ. Whoever does not judge by what God has revealed is a kafir. This is what God says. The last time I checked, we the followers of the Quran, we judge with the words of God, not the words of men. Chapter 6 verse 114, God says, أَفَغَيْرِ اللَّهِ أَبْتَغِي حَكَمًا وَهُوَ الَّذِي أَنزَلَ إِلَيْكُمُ الْكِتَابَ مُفَصَّلًا. Shall I seek a judge other than God, while he is the one who has revealed to you the book explained in detail? Shall I seek? It is only a mushrik, a kafir, a hypocrite, who will go using the judgment which God has not authorized to judge people who follow the book of God and call them kafir. So he is a kafir, by the way. He supports ISIS, by the way. Anyways, let's continue.
They're not Muslim. Those who
He said we are not Muslims.
say we only follow Quran and we don't follow the Sunnah. I'm not talking.
So according to him, even the Prophet is not a Muslim because the Prophet only followed the Quran. If you ask these bozos, does the Prophet follow any other book other than the Quran? They say no. So the Quran, Prophet only followed the Quran. So he's not a Muslim, right? This is their logic. And this is how Abu Shraib will whip them in a dialogue and a debate. And I'll make them look nonsensical in front of the masses. Wallahi lazim. You mark it on the wall.
They disagree about hadith. There are lots of hadith. Some of them weak, some of them strong. It's not.
Out of their naivety, they are even exposing themselves again. There are a lot of hadiths, some of them weak, some of them. Why don't you bring me Quran and say weak verses of the Quran and say this is weak, this is what?
Not about that. I'm talking about somebody who says, no, the Sunnah is not even an authority.
Can you show me where it says Sunnah to Nabi, Sunnah to Rasulullah, Sunnah to Muhammad in the Quran before we can have a talk? We can have a pep talk. If you can show me a verse in the Quran where it says Sunnah to Nabi, Sunnah to Rasulullah, or Sunnah to Muhammad, these three, I just need it only. Because the Quran is what we call Al-Furqan. That is why God revealed the Quran. Al-Furqan is supposed to help you to decipher between wrong and right, between right and left. So let's use the Al-Furqan. Show me where it says Sunnah to Nabi, or Sunnah to Muhammad, or Sunnah to Rasulullah. Then we can go out of the Quran to have an argument. If you can show me. Because according to you, the Mushriks, Quran has to mention something for the hadith to explain. So if Quran never mentions it, who are you to invent it? So come, you show us in the Quran first. Yeah?
Sunnah is not even evidence. Why do you follow the Sunnah? Or they mock the people for following the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
No, you are not following the Prophet. You are following Sahih Bukhari, Imam Bukhari. How are you following the Prophet? Ahi, what is wrong with your logic? The Prophet followed the Quran. And you said you are following the Prophet? How come what you do differs from what is in the Quran? أَفَلَا تَأْكِلُونَ وَإِذَا كِيلَ لَهُمُ اتَّبِعُوا مَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ قَالُوا بَلْ نَتَّبِعُوا مَا أَلْفَيْنَا عَلَيْهِ أَبَاءَنَا أَوَلَوْ كَانَ أَبَاؤُهُمْ لَا يَأْكِلُونَ شَيْئًا وَلَا يَعْتَدُونَ. You guys follow your aba'uhum, your fathers, and then you are claiming you follow the Prophet? Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. I don't see you guys marry 6 years old girls because you claim he married a 6 years old girl. Sahih al-Bukhari 5134. Then go ahead. That is Sunnah, right? You say whatever the Prophet did is Sunnah. Ahi, yalla, go. Marry 6 years old girl. Let's see.
This is a very serious belief, aqidah of kufr.
How is that? How is your brains working on this? How is this? God says clearly in the Quran, chapter 17, verse 9, Inna haza al-Qur'an yadi lillati hiya aqwam. The Quran guides to that which is more appropriate. And then you are saying the one who follows the Quran as his source of guidance is on kufr. So following the Quran is kufr. Subhanallah. Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil.
And I did challenge the last week, open challenge to anybody who wants to debate.
You challenge who? They tagged me in under your video. They tagged you to debate. Come, find Baba Shoaib. Let's see if you can stand the test of time. Somebody tagged me under your video and say, hey, come and debate this guy. I'm waiting. Nobody contacted me. Contact me for a debate. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the mushriks we are dealing with. He said it blatantly. We are kafir and they are mushriks. Yes, wallahi, they are mushriks because they've created a parallel religion. Okay, Muhammad says the guy challenged him. Okay, he challenged you. Fine. Please, Muhammad, mention me to him. Mention my name to him. You've done enough of the debate. We've done with Farid and whatever. Tell him Baba Shoaib is available for debates. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I've done 2 hours live stream, right? 2 hour session. Let me see. I can open the phone lines for question and answers. If somebody wants to ask a question relating to Ramadan, whether relating to the videos I played, you are up for it. Right? So yeah. So tell how do you call it? I don't know. With TikTok, I don't know. I might have to end the session on TikTok and come back. Yeah. I might have to end the live stream and come back to TikTok. Yes, because if I'm using this software, if I'm using this software, I might not be able to pick up people from TikTok directly. So that's the problem. Unless if I send an invitation link, that the guest link, if I share, not everybody can join because those on TikTok cannot click on the guest link. But let me see. This is the invitation link. So those on Facebook and YouTube can see the invitation link, but those on this thing cannot see. Yes, MNC Mouse. Respect from Mouse to you. Respect, bro. Greetings to you. Thank you for the support. Salam to all those who are joining. Thank you all. I appreciate the support. God bless you. Kindly share correctional officer's video. Let the Mushrik see it. We are all out for them. This is not about a fight or anything. It's about intellectual battle. Let them come out and let's face it out. Right? I'm all out for them. Yeah. You judge by the parallel religion. So I know he call us kafir. They call us kafir based on their own books of shuyuks, their imams. That's how they call us kafir. I'm going to use their own hadith book to whip them. Wallahi lazim. Their own hadith book, Sunan Ibn Majah 215. It clearly says, Inna lillahi alina minan nas. Then the Prophet was asked according to their own hadith. Right? I don't believe in that. But their own hadith, if they believe and it is sahih, the Prophet was asked, Manhum. According to the hadith, the Prophet says, Hum alul Quran, alullahi wa khasatuhu. He says the people of the Quran, alul Quran, are the people of God. That is what their own hadith book says. But these bozos will go ahead again and throw their hadith under the bus. Yeah, they don't care whether it's sahih. This is how the mushriks have been programmed. Lahai ST Ireland says, Salam alaikum, Baba. I would love to have your books. What is the procedure? Yeah, the Great Quran copy was supposed to be available. I don't know. There was a delay. So yeah, we are still waiting. It's quite unfortunate. I was hoping and wishing we get it before Ramadan. But I think the printing press were using a new machine. Instead of the regular machine they are using a new machine which works with the AI. So there was a delay. Right, but if you need the PDF versions and then on the page you can get it. It's there, it's available. Yeah, or you can inbox me. Right, inbox me, I can give you a copy. Right, Farid respond is waiting for you. Is oh my god. So guys, I shared the invitation link. You can join as a guest. If you want to call as a guest, also you can call my correctional officer number. Let me put it on the screen. Let me see. This is correctional officer number on the screen. You can call. Yeah, I made it that way because if I make it in the numbers, they will restrict my stream, right? No. If you approach me directly in my inbox, the PDF is free. I can give you a copy for free if you approach me in my inbox. So my correctional officer number is on the screen, right? If you approach me, you get a copy. Yeah. So guys, for those who watch my live stream last week, if you have watched my live stream, I spoke about Ramadan. I touched on a lot of issues concerning Ramadan. Kindly watch that and benefit from it, right? According to the Mushriks, the devil has been chained. Umar Satauru says, I cannot send. Yes, the YouTube restricted me. I think they gave me a strike, right? I have to be careful. YouTube gave me a strike because I was using I violated their policy. I think I was using because of Nouman Ali's video. That's why. So there's a restriction on the super chat. Yeah. Gavi Muhammad says, Salam. I want to ask you about something concerning Islam. How do I get to you? I'm here right now, so it will be better if you get to me now. That's how you get to me. Yeah.
Hello, Salam Baba. Can you hear me?
Wa alaikum salam, my dear brother. How are you?
I'm good, bro. How are you? I hope Ramadan is going well.
Alhamdulillah, it's going well. You can see. By the way, but let me give a quick shout out to the audience. Thank you for those who donated. They were like the feeding program has begun already. We are feeding the aged people, It has begun, so the updates will be coming. Some of them will be coming. You'll be seeing them, and it's amazing. It's amazing. You'll be seeing the results from that, the pictures and everything. So thank you for all those who showed the support. God bless you. The Hop Nima, right? It's GoFundMe, right? XFS Z. Bro, I see you commenting, but I never know your name. What's your name?
Faiz.
Faiz. Okay, Faiz. Nice. Thank you. Abdullah Murtala, salam to you. Yes, Faiz, how may I help you?
Okay, so I wanted to ask, since I from what I've understood is that prayer and the charity is almost like a mandatory thing to do. Does fasting also come in that same level of mandatory thing to do?
No.
And but God says that it is prescribed, fasting is prescribed during this month. So whoever does is it's good, better for them. But will it be wrong to not do it for, let's say, any reason?
There's no,
Unless
no. If you are a believer, the reason why I mentioned no believer, when we say a believer knows the reason why he does something. For instance, if you're working for a company, can you just get up and say, okay, I'm not going to work?
no.
Because you are already pledged an allegiance. You already pledged that obligation to do the work, right? So you'll be going to work to get the benefit. You can't just get up and say, okay, but you can get up someday and say, I'm sick, I cannot come. The boss will understand. You can get up Sunday and say, oh, I cannot do it. So with Islam, there is no compulsion in the religion itself. La ikraha fi deen. In the deen, there's no compulsion. The reason why there's no compulsion, for instance, God says, do not approach the salat when you are what? Sukara. That is an exception. If you are sleeping, you cannot approach the salat. You are sleeping. Because whilst you are sleeping, if you wake up like this, it's like you are intoxicated. You can't. The youth in the cave, chapter 18, verse 9 to verse 21, they slept for how many years? They missed salat, but they didn't miss it on intentionally, right? Then we come to zakat. If I don't have money, zakat is not binding on me till I get something. So it's not like a taxation where by force I have to go and find money to give. No. If I don't have, the intention alone is a blessing. You understand? Then again, we go concerning Hajj. Hajj is not compulsory. The fasting is not compulsory. Because if I'm sick, I'm exempted. If I'm traveling, I'm exempted. If I'm struggling, I just need to ransom or redeem myself by feeding somebody. Of course, God says if you fast is better, which means it is it's an option. It's optional thing. It's voluntary. That's why he gave you that option that to fast is better. If I'm forcing you to do something, I will not even tell you to do this is better. I will not give you an option. You understand? Then we go. Anything you mention in Islam, God is not forcing you. That's why he says there's no compulsion in Islam itself. Yes, everything has an option.
As you mentioned that if you're struggling, then you can ransom. So
Yeah.
if I choose to ransom, will that still be like okay?
If you choose to ransom, if you struggle, if you know the fasting will cause you to struggle, yeah, you ransom. Yeah.
And the ransom is feeding one poor for every day.
Yeah, for a day. Yes, that's the option. If today I cannot do because of my situation, I will just feed a poor person. Yeah, that's it. So somebody will ask, okay, what if I'm poor and I cannot feed it? If you are poor, somebody will end up giving you something in the month of Ramadan. Somebody else who might give you food. That is why in Ramadan the act of charity is spread all over, right? So even if you are poor, somebody might end up giving you food or something, whilst you can also take from it and give somebody.
So struggling, I mean, if the reason is struggling, a personal struggle for not being able to fast, then that is justified. Like, may I know like which verse or where I can get this?
Oh, struggling, it depends. You might be at work struggling. You might be in a place where the darkness, the night time will not come. That is struggling.
Or what if it's like some bodily struggle? Like due to health wise, or due to
Health
personal.
wise, we call it sickness. You are exempted. If you are sick, if let's say somebody has low blood pressure, somebody has ulcer, you tell me how can they do it? Are you getting me? If you're sick, you are exempted. But however, the charity works you do in that month makes you get the blessings of the month. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Papa. That's all my question was.
That's the point. So God says, whatever good you do in that month, yes, you are going to get a reward for the blessing. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're
That was my
welcome.
question.
Welcome, Faiz. Thank you very much. Peace.
Also, I wanted to ask, is there like,
Yeah.
are we going to get some more, as you mentioned that you will, this year you'll be doing extra than the previous year, right? So will we be seeing more content of you, debating with scholars or, any
Yeah. This year I'm fully open.
one-on-one?
I'm fully open. I actually approached about 2 people, send them message. I'm waiting for response. And I said, like I said, also, I have a court case in Ghana, right? I'm waiting, and the court case, I know, inshallah, is coming to an end because the opponent is pleading for settlement. So the reason why some things have, well, I know God will have, I have the plan. So the opponent is pleading for settlement. As soon as that is done, I'm done. I'm going all out because my
Inshallah.
reputation in Ghana is at stake. This person damaged my reputation. So it will take that person, when I deal with that person in the courtroom, then I know I'm ready for the world because that time I'm done with him. So none of them will damage my reputation. If I don't do so, they have the upper hand to keep damaging my reputation going forward. But when I use him as a scapegoat, it means it serves as a lesson for them, not to go to that direction. So then I'm ready to face the world.
Okay. Inshallah, Baba.
Yeah.
I hope you
Inshallah.
get success and, this
Inshallah.
message spreads for
Yeah,
more.
thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, peace. We have Sky Money. Yeah, salam.
Salam. Is my voice audible?
Yeah, it's audible. Yeah, your voice is audible. Balo World says the settlement should be debating you. Eventually, he has to do the debate also after we finish the settlement. Obviously. Okay, let's go. Yes, brother.
Honestly, I've realized something like Sunnis, they can't answer like Islamic dilemma. Like they just can't answer it.
Yes, they can.
But I realize like when I'm Quran alone, I believe I can't
Yeah, you can answer as a Quran alone. Easy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Baina Yadihi argument.
Yeah.
Have you heard of there's a verse that says Baina Sulbi wa Tara'ib. Like it doesn't necessarily mean everything. Like no one says sperm is everything between backbone and chestbone. So
I have a video. I did a breakdown on that. Yeah. I have a video. I'll be putting the video soon. Yeah.
Yeah. So since it can't be everything between, then they can't say everything Baina Yadehi is everything between as well. Because then they have to say everything between the backbone and chestbone is, sperm and things like that.
There is a misunderstanding, and my video on that, I gave this breakdown on TikTok a few days ago. You see, I'm going to say 4 things right now, and all will make sense right now. Number 1, Baba Shoaib, I come from God. I come from God. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi rajiun, right? We belong to God and we return to God because I come from Him. You understand? Okay, number 1. Number 2, I come from my parents. I come from my parents, right? They gave birth to me. So I came from my parents. And specifically, I came from out of my mother. And again, I come from Ghana. And again, I come from Africa. All these things I said, is it correct?
Yes.
Yes, it is correct. But you see, when somebody has a shallow mind, when I say I come from God, he will start probing more. It's like, what do you mean by you come from God? What do you mean?
You were made by God.
Exactly. You understand? So when God is saying is coming from Sulubi Wattara, it doesn't mean it is from there that the man will eject it straight. No. It is the process.
Yeah,
It is
yeah,
the
yeah.
yes.
Yeah. It's like it is between like backbone, chest bone. It's between, but it's like low, but it's still technically between, right? If you think about
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's technically still between.
Yes.
Um, yeah. So Baina, like for the Christians, they should say, oh, then this verse means that a sperm is everything between. Because they say Baina Yadihi is everything between, right? So then they should say that the author is saying everything between, but it's just one thing between. So we can say Baina Yadihi is just one thing between the hands, not everything between.
Yes, it can be looked at like that. But let me tell you, when a Christian is approaching the Quran, the problem. You see, unlike the Bible, when you're dealing with a Christian, he's using a translated book, not original manuscript.
Yeah.
Unlike the Bible, when you're using the Quran, you are dealing with a text. And let me tell you one thing. It gets to a point, there are things you understand in Arabic language. It doesn't apply the same in English.
Yeah.
Even the grammatical structure, the rules of Arabic language is not the same as English language. So there are certain things, concepts, the way Arabians even understand it is not the same way English people understand it.
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
getting
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Christians, when they are trying to find contradictions in the Quran, they use translation. It's not like they are using the Arabic text itself to understand the context. No.
Yeah.
So when somebody wants to find contradiction in what you are saying, they have their own mindset. For instance, Surah Fussilat, chapter 41, verse 9 to verse 11, concerning God creating the heavens and the earth. Christians will tell you God says 8 days.
Yeah, I know. It's battle,
But
yeah.
when you sit them down and you say, show me where it says 8 days, that's a problem. So it means they have a preconceived understanding and they are trying to interpolate their understanding into the verses. That is the problem. That is where the problem comes from.
Yeah,
If
true.
you give me a chance, I have extended a message to God Logic since last year, around October, November. He never answered, even though we follow each other on TikTok. God Logic sometimes comes to my live stream to watch. Sometimes I also go to his live stream to watch. He see me, I see him. But the point is, he hasn't answered my message up till date.
Really?
I'm not joking with you. You understand?
That's
He hasn't
crazy.
answered my message because God Logic will be the kind of person I would love to have one-on-one in a dialogue to use as an example for people to see that his arguments cannot stand the test of time in front of the correctional officer. Because the reason is their tactic can only be working against the sectarians most of the times. For instance, recently he made Jake Brancatella look like a fool. Recently.
Yeah.
You understand? Because the moment you are using external books and your opinion of your scholars, it makes you look foolish because the person will be using your scholars to whip you because this is what your scholar says. This is what your hadith says. This is what the Quran says. The Quran conflicts with the hadith.
Yeah.
And the scholars also conflict with the words of the Quran. For instance, let's use this example. Christians like to use chapter 65, verse 4, and say that the Quran allows you to sleep with a young girl. But it doesn't say that there. And
It doesn't.
because the sectarians are not good at using context, the context starts from verse 1. The subject is about women, Nisa.
Yeah. And
The
also
context,
children can't get pregnant as well. Children can't get,
even forget about children getting pregnant or not getting pregnant. Let's eradicate the nonsense in the verse. There is no sign of children mentioned from verse 1 up to verse 4. No child mentioned. But when a Christian is approaching the verses, do you know why they mention children? Because the hadith scholars have mentioned children.
Yeah.
Are you
It's
getting my
crazy.
point?
Yeah, it's like shirk. It's like shirk, putting
That
this
is the
in the
point.
verse. Yeah.
That is the point. So the point is, the argument Christians are using is what the scholars of hadith have already used against themselves. So Christians are taking it and throwing it back.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah. if you just stick with the Quran, like I think there's a verse that says like men, women, and children. Like Allah separates children from women. Like I think there's a verse.
Yes, God
Also,
separates that. It's
mm,
not the same thing. So, so this is the dilemma. This is the issue that Christians have to always face these sectarians, and then they give them a run of their money for it. That is the main problem.
yeah,
When I face God logic, I can prove to him the gospel he is saying that God mentioned that the gospel, that's not the gospel they have. The gospel they have is not the gospel, because the gospel they have is according to Luke, Matthew, John, and what? Mark. It's not the gospel according to Jesus. Because according to their own book, Luke chapter 4, verse 18 to 19, Jesus was given the gospel.
yeah. I know. Like
If Jesus was given the gospel, where is it? Is it the
they
one Luke wrote? No.
even the synoptic writers, they don't say like their book is the gospel. Like they say Jesus was given the gospel, and then that gospel is like talking about like the kingdom of God,
Yeah.
heaven, kingdom of,
Yes.
that's it. That's it. Like none of them say, oh, it's Jesus dying for your sins. None of them say that that's the gospel.
That's the
Only
point.
about
Because
the kingdom. Yeah.
it is Paul who twisted the notion of gospel. That the version Paul brought to them is what Christians are proud of today.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that and remember, at the time of Jesus, there is no book on earth called New Testament.
Yeah. There's
Are you
only
getting
the
my
message of the gospel. That's it.
Yes, that was given to Jesus to give to the
Yeah.
people. That's what was given to Jesus. So
Yeah.
the confusion Christians have is when they go into the Quran, then they say, oh, look, the Quran says they should judge with Torah and gospel. The point is the gospel given to Jesus, not the one Luke and Matthew wrote. The one
Yeah,
given to
yeah.
Jesus, according to Quran chapter 3, verse 48, God
Yeah.
taught Isa the Torah, the Injil, the Hikmah, and the Al-Kitab. Do you have that one? They don't have it.
They
That's what they're talking about. Yeah.
if you like if interestingly, like with the Quran, like when it mentions the gospel and then it quotes from the gospel, it seems to get like an orthodox understanding. Like it mentions a kingdom of God parable, and even the synoptic writers themselves, they say that the gospel is about the kingdom of God, and Jesus he gives parables about the kingdom of God. And then they say that's the gospel. They never say, oh, Jesus going to the toilet is the gospel. Jesus flying in the sky is the gospel. They just say his gospel is about the kingdom of God. That's it. Like,
Yes, that
yeah.
you see, that is the point. Let me give you one point that Christians misconstrue. Christians don't like to use the words of Jesus to preach. They like to use the words of Paul and other people to preach. The problem is if they will be using the words of Jesus, they will understand the concept simply. For instance, when Jesus said to them, he says, I can of myself do nothing. As I hear, I judge, and my judgment is just because I seek not my own will, but the will of the Father which has sent me. Now the question is, ask any Christian, is Jesus the Father?
They'll say no.
They will say no. That is the dumbest answer they can ever give you. But if they say no, then that means Jesus can never be the Father. Right? But then how is he God? Because if you say God is 3 in 1, then Jesus have to be the Father.
Yeah.
The dilemma they're creating for themselves. So Jesus, look, a Christian, if you can convince a Christian that Jesus is not God, that's it. A Christian will become a Muslim.
Yeah.
That is the only place they have an issue.
There's like verses of like his biography changing, like Jesus is like not God, then in John he's God, and then in another place he's not God. Like
Look at the funny part. If you say a Christian, especially a Christian who is an African, ask him, is Jesus a Jew? He will say, yeah. Then you ask him, is Jesus God? He say, yeah. So if you ask him, is your God a Jew?
oh my God.
He will say, yeah. That is how dumb, bozofied they are.
That's like what Shaitan did, like trying to make that God like a Jew, like
Yes, they admit, and the Jews are laughing at the Christians. You go to Israel, the Jews are laughing at them. They think every Christian is dumb. I'm not joking. I'm not telling you. I'm not joking with you. Every Jew out there thinks a Christian is dumb.
Yeah.
They call them.
You know, Shoaib, like there's one thing, like you know how we have like the Prophet, he like in contrast with Jesus, like Prophet Muhammad had the Quran, and obviously Prophet Muhammad said things outside of the Quran, but like not in like religion, just like hello, how
Yeah,
are you, like this, like
not for religion. Yes, he's
just
normal
normal
life.
things. So like with the New Testament, we have the same with like Jesus, his normal statements, and then the gospel itself. So yeah, like the
Yeah,
gospel is like limited as well to kingdom
yeah,
of God
it's
parables.
limited.
Yeah.
Look, if you want to know that gospel they have is limited, ask them, is everything about Jesus in the gospels, the book they have, the New Testament? Ask them, is everything about Jesus there? They will tell you no.
Yeah.
If everything about Jesus is not there, how do you know he never sinned? They say Jesus is sinless. Where does it say that? How did they know he never sinned?
Yeah, they have to go to like writers and like
Yes,
what they
so
saw
that's
and
when,
stuff. Yeah.
thank you, they start going for the opinions of other people. So they are confused. But when
Yeah.
you're dealing with a Christian, the reason why they have the upper hand to argue with Muslims, I won't say Muslims, sectarians, is because of this Sam Shamoun, David Wood, God Logic, Christian Prince, because they know the Hadith books. They use the Hadith books against them.
Mm,
That's the only issue.
yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. Um, there's like if you ever meet God Logic, there's this argument. So you know the verse in the Quran that says, "Let the people of the gospel judge by what Allah has revealed in it."
So
Like
the question is, who are the people of gospel?
people of gospel, people who genuinely follow the gospel, like people who,
Yeah, but let me tell you how God Logic cannot stand me in this kind of God Logic. He knows me very well. We know
yeah,
each other way back since Clubhouse, and then we did a team debates against him, me and MFG, against him and David. We have a debate that we did.
yeah,
Now, so I know him very well, right? And I've done, I called on his program once. We had an exchange. I even have the video. But the point is, his line of argument. I know how God Logic likes to play with words,
mm,
and me, Baba Shab, I'm very technical with words. So if you have somebody who plays with words and somebody who is technical with words, then that is the correctional officer. I will grab him in his own words. The point is, the Quran says, let the people of the gospel judge by them. But the Quran defines what the gospel is talking about. Quran says the gospel given to Isa, Jesus.
mm-hmm.
So not till the Christian can prove to me the gospel given to Jesus, he doesn't have an argument.
Yeah, I know. And like there's another thing. Like if you go to the verse before, it says
Yeah.
that Allah revealed the Injil, confirming the Torah, and as a guidance and instruction. That must mean that if the previous verse says in the Injil, in its guidance and like confirms the Torah, then the next verse when it says let the people of the gospel judge by what Allah has revealed in it, Allah revealed in the Injil in the previous verse that they should judge by the Torah. So it's all about judging by the actual the Torah.
So yes, that is why God says in chapter 3, verse 48, that he taught Isa the Torah and the gospel.
Yeah. That verse in 547, let the people of the gospel judge by what Allah has revealed in it. Verse before says in the Injil judge by Torah. Like verse before that, like 546. So then it should be that they should judge by the Torah, Deuteronomy. Or,
Yeah, is the Torah. That is why it mentioned they should bring a book better than the Quran and the Torah. That
yeah.
you follow it. But by the way, as if I have a next caller after you who is
Yeah.
waiting. So
Okay.
thank you for your input. Right. Thank you. Stay
Thank
tuned.
you.
Keep watching.
Thank you.
Thank you. Peace.
Salam.
Oh, Asif, the next caller, I'm about to pick you. You dropped Asif. The next caller who just sent a request. I just dropped this caller. You also dropped. I dropped this caller because of you. And now you're also gone. Anyways. Ladies and gentlemen, I've done 2 hours 40, almost 2 hours 45 minutes. Yeah. I need to end this stream and go to TikTok, right? And come back to TikTok so that I can be able to pick up guests. Yeah, because without that, I can't pick up guests. Somebody's asking in the comment section, he say, hey, Baba, are the Sahabas and the Prophet a Mushrik? What kind of question is that? Are the Sahabas and the Prophet a Mushrik? Are they Mushriks, not a Mushrik? You're talking about different entities. So the Sahabas and the Prophet, are they Mushriks? You're asking me. No, they are not Mushriks. They are not. And the last time I checked, they are not Sunnis. They don't belong to Shia. They don't belong to Sunnah. They don't belong to Ahmadiyyas, Tijaniya. So they are not Mushriks, no. So what's your argument? You should find a better question to ask me. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think I need to bring the stream to an end. I thought there was a next caller, but he also dropped down. I don't know why. But yeah, I need to bring the stream to an end. And then I'll go to... Yes, Brother Mustafa, Rahim. Rahim Rafi, I've seen your message. God bless you. Thank you. I've seen your message. Yeah, I know you're watching. Thank you. RM Monster says, has the real Torah been preserved or has it been abandoned like the gospel? So your question here, let me give you an example here. In Quran chapter 6, verse 91. In Quran chapter 6, verse 91, in order to answer this question you just asked, in order to answer it, always ask the Christian that the Torah, is it the book of Moses? They will say yes. If the Christian says yes, if you are talking to a Jew or a Christian, and if you ask them, the Torah, is it the book of Moses? And then they said yes. The moment they say yes, then you quote this verse. Quote this verse to them. Chapter 6, verse 91. It says, and they did not value God with his true value when they said God does not reveal anything to a human. Say, who revealed the book which Moses brought as a light and guidance for the people? You put it on sheets of paper, manifesting it and concealing much. You were taught what neither you nor your fathers knew. Say God, and then leave them in their waging play. Now, pay close attention. Who revealed the book which Moses brought as a light and guidance? What I want you to pay attention is the light and guidance. Pay close attention. A light and guidance. So now, I'm taking you to Quran chapter 5, verse 44. Pay close attention to the light and guidance. Pay close attention. So here, God says in Quran chapter 5, verse 44, indeed, we sent down the Torah wherein is guidance and light. Who brought the book which Moses, you understand, which has the light and guidance? A Christian would tell you the Torah is the book of Moses. Okay, so let's use this verse to back up that claim. Indeed, we send down the Torah wherein is guidance and light. The prophets who submitted judged by it, because clearly, according to the Christians, after Moses, the children of Israel, the prophets used the Torah, the book of Moses, to judge. Just as Jesus said in Matthew chapter 5, verse 17 to 18, that he did not come to abolish the law, but to fulfill them. So he is not there to abolish anything from the law of Moses. So now let's take the case that is the book they have. But when we take the Torah they have now, it's full of contradictions. According to God in chapter 6, verse 91 of the Quran, they conceal some, and then they manifest some, and then they conceal some. Because they wrote it on sheet of papers. Because now they wrote it on their own papers, and they call it the Bible. Or they call it the Tanakh. The Jews call it Tanakh. Right? So here, God is telling us in the Quran, if the Christians are claiming that the book they have is the book of Moses, there's a problem. So this is why we keep saying the version they have is corrupted, because they wrote what they like on the sheet of paper. This is why a Christian will never ever allow himself to follow the laws he finds in the Torah, the so-called Torah they have. They will never follow the laws there. where he's saying terminate, kill your sons and kill your whatever. They will not do that. Oh. I'm serious. Are you getting the point? So the question the sister is asking, RM Monster says, has the real Torah been preserved or has it been abandoned? Because when God revealed what he revealed to Moses, it wasn't on the sheet of paper. It was written on tablets. That is Quran chapter 7 verse 146. In Quran chapter 7 verse 146, when God revealed whatever he revealed to Moses, this is what God said. Right? He says, oh, sorry. Chapter 5, chapter 7, verse 145, not 146, 145. He says, and we wrote for him on the tablets of all things as preachment and elaboration for all things. So take them with strength and command your people to take the best of it. I will show you the home of the immoral. Who are the immoral ones? I will divert from my verses those who are arrogant on earth without right. And if they should see every verse, they will not believe in it. And if they see the way of right guidance, they will not adopt it as a way. But if they see the way of error, they will adopt it as a way. That is because they have denied our verses and were heedless of them. Now, chapter 7, verse 154. To see what God gave to Moses, 154. Here. So God says, and when the anger was silent from Moses, he took the tablets, and in their transcription was guidance and mercy for those who reference their Lord. So what God gave to Moses, the tablets, it was rather written for Moses on tablets. So the people now took what God gave Moses, and now they wrote it on the sheets of paper, manifesting some and concealing some. So the book they claim they have is the book of Moses. It's not 100% the book of Moses. That is where we claim is a fabrication. It is corrupted, but not the one God gave to Moses. So do you get the logic here? The one God gave to Moses was on the tablets. Where is it? Do they have it? Let the Christians bring it. Let's see. The one God gave to Moses. If they claim they have it, please tell the Christians and the Jews, bring the tablets. Let's see. Other than that, they don't have an argument. You get it? If you don't get it, forget about it. Yeah. So guys, I need to end the stream here and go to TikTok, right? Because I cannot pick up people on here. Because the guest, somebody sent a request and dropped again. Somebody came as a guest and left again. Why? Somebody just came as a guest and left. Seriously. Yeah, stronger. Thank you very much. The boss, Dr. Boss Qbert says the only tablets they have are the swallowing kind, the pills. They have the pills. So RM Moster says, I understand. Basically, the sectarians are on the same path that the Jews and the Christians have taken long ago. They will abandon the Quran just as people abandon the Torah and the gospel. It's obvious. Yes, they will. Yes. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I need to bring this stream to an end. It's getting to 3 hours. The guest join again. Okay, let's see. The guest join. So if I'm lucky, yeah, fine. Asif.
Assalamu alaikum, Baba.
Wa alaikum assalam, my brother. But my brother, where are you from? From India?
From India, yeah.
Yeah, I know Indians a lot because in Finland here I have Indian friends. How are you? Asif network is not good. No. Asif, your network is not good, unfortunately. Asif, I can wait for you a bit. I think it was in your network. So let's try again, Asif. Asif.
I'm sorry, Baba. There's some problem with the connection. It is getting disconnected every time.
I understand. Let's give it a
Can I
chance.
call you on WhatsApp?
Look, call me on WhatsApp right now. Do you have my number?
Yeah, I will call you.
Okay, call me on WhatsApp. Call me now. Yeah, so he will be my last caller. I'm sorry. He has to be my last caller. Then I go to TikTok. I might be on TikTok for like let's say 2 hours because I need to spare some time to eat my sahur, my breakfast before I, get some rest. So yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, Mohammed White, my dear brother. Naganka. Salam to you, my dear brother. Mohammed. How are you? God bless you, bro. Asif.
Yeah, Baba.
Asif, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, Alhamdulillah. How are you, Baba?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm a regular watcher of your stream. I don't miss any.
Don't watch the live stream. Can you pause the live stream you're watching? Pause it or mute it.
I'm not watching actually.
You're not watching anything because I heard some echo, my voice, your voice repeating. Okay, it's okay. Can you speak? Yes, speak.
Yeah. I have a question like about the splitting of the moon mentioned in the chapter 54.
Okay.
Verse 1. So that incident is going to happen, or it has already happened at the time of the prophet?
It's already happened.
The moon has already split?
Yeah, it's already happened. It was a miracle which already happened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Baba.
You're welcome.
Right now, if I have any further questions, I will call you.
Sure. Thank you very much. Thank you for calling, Asif. God bless you. Peace. Yeah. Salam. So, guys, thank you very much for the patronage. Thank you for support. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for everything. I appreciate all of you, the sharing, everything. Bilal Jibril, where? Ramadan Mubarak, my brother. Mom does send me the video message. I'll forward the message for you because I sent some things, to her. So yeah, bro, I'll send you the video, inshallah. But anyways, guys, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for the support. I appreciate all of you. Thank you. Without you, correctional officer wouldn't be having the motivation to keep going. I appreciate all of you. Thank you all. Thank you very much. All of you. The name is just endless. I can mention all of you, but the name is endless. I see you, Barbie. I see you, Watcher. I see Momoki, Helal, Dr. Boss, all of you. Yes, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate all of you. God bless you. Abu Thomas, Bedouinka, Zabuta Buta, Abdul Samad, Baba Seidu, Salis Jimmy, Nafiu Abdullah, yes, from Ghana. Yeah, thank you, ma'am. I appreciate the support. Rachel Green, all of you, the sisters, everyone watching. Thank you very much. But I'm coming back to TikTok, right? I'm not done. For those on TikTok, stay put. Don't go away. Stay put. I'm coming back. I might end this stream and come back. Don't go, please. Right? Don't go. Those on TikTok, I need you. We have to talk about the Mushriks. They say the devil has been arrested. We have to find out where did they chain him? Where? We need to know where he's been chained so that we can all go and whip him. Because I bought my cane. It's here. We have to ask the Mushriks, where did they chain the devil? We have to go there. Right? We must go there and give him some lashes. Because he has been harassing the Mushriks. He's making their brain, the heebie-jeebies, it's too much. Wallahi, so I'm coming back to TikTok. The Mushriks, they must show us. We have to protest too. We have to file a petition. They must show us where the devil was chained or has been chained, where we can go and whip him seriously, big time lashes. No more throwing stones at the Kaaba or something in Saudi Arabia. We need to, no, he's not in Mecca. No. No, seriously. He has been chained, they said. So he has been chained. I don't know if it is in Mecca or somewhere in the heaven or somewhere. They have to show us where. Oh my God, what is wrong with these sectarians? Please, any sectarian next to ask them, I heard the devil has been chained. He said, yeah. To ask him where. We need the location. Because we have to go. We have to go and give him lashes. Hey, you know, guys, are you aware that the sectarians said when they are praying, they sit down and they do their hand like this on the knee? Nephew, hold on. Nephew, hold on. They sit down in their prayer, and then they use their hand and put on the knee and do this. According to them, you are whipping the devil. Well, I'm not joking. Wallahi. That's what they said. They said, you do this, you whip the devil. So you have to do it up and down like this. According to Asim al-Hakim, he says, you have to make it like this. So you are whipping the devil. So I want to ask them, if the devil has been chained, are they still going to be whipping him in their prayer? Like, I don't understand. How? Guys, it's okay. I need to go. I'll come back. Thank you. I'm coming back. The devil has been chained. Hey, Allah Mushrik. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your night. If you're on YouTube and Facebook and you cannot come to TikTok, thank you for your patronage. I appreciate your support. But if you can join me on TikTok, give me some 2 minutes. I'm coming back. Thank you very much. Ramadan Mubarak to all of you. Enjoy your night. Have a blessed evening. Peace. Always give them a reason to remember your name. The correctional officer.